Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, I guess it is. I'm so happy to see you guys here. I am really excited about this week's. Hey there. Hey, Lynn, good to see you. Awesome. So good to see you. I'm so excited to see some new faces. I know this was sort of a last minute announcement. And so today is all about being able to help you guys even more. So I just started out with getting you guys the weekly Spark email that I started doing each week because I really wanted to be able to engage with you more than just sending you guys announcements about events and start to be able to give you more guidance in between the times that I'm live or you guys are joining my programs. And so I welcome you all here. And this is going to be a quick hit every Wednesday. And back in my days in consulting, when I used to have different clients in the corporate world, one of my clients was Google. And let me see, my phone not being quiet to me. So day in the life. So one of my clients was Google, and they used to have 15-minute meetings with us. I'm like, 15-minute meetings, what are we going to actually accomplish in 15 minutes? Because a lot of my clients were government clients. And so it was like, I don't think we could do anything in 15 minutes. And I will tell you, they were some of the most productive meetings of all time. It's like, all right, here's what we're going to talk about. These are the things that I need to know. What do you need to know? Answer questions, and let's get on with our day. So this is sort of modeling that in the sense that I want to make sure that you guys are able to fit this in, find time to be able to help yourselves have the best year possible and best lives, really, because it's not just about this year, but being able to make time for yourself. And sometimes finding more than 15 minutes can be difficult. So bravo to you guys out there who are able to make this time for yourself. I remember back in the day before I started having some of these techniques that I teach you guys, I had a coach that he's like, what do you want to do for yourself this week? And I'll check in with you next week on how you're doing. And I said I was going to find 5 minutes in the day to read a magazine, just to detox and just what in the middle of the day, sit down, read a magazine. And I swear it was 3 months. And every week she would ask me if I had done it. And I was like, no, I didn't really find the time. And I finally got so sick of myself saying that. I was like, seriously, Stace, you can't find 5 minutes? That's pretty ridiculous. But when people have emergencies, we find 5 minutes for them, right? So I want to make sure that you guys are able to take some of these tips and start to integrate them into your own life and make time for yourself, because it's a lot easier than I think we give ourselves the feeling for. So far, if you guys have subscribed to the Weekly Spark, it is an email that comes out each week that I just started. I think we're on our third week. And so if you haven't been getting it, don't worry. I do a recap at the bottom of every email. They're super simple and easy, and they're all intended to give you something to focus on for the week that's going to help you build a life you love waking up to 1 week at a time. So I'm so happy to see you guys all on here. Welcome as you guys are joining. So I figured what I do today is just give you kind of the foundation of where all this information is coming from so that you do have it handy for yourselves as we go forward. So the first thing is that I'll be sending out this email, and let's see if I can, I might have closed it. Let's see if I can get it. So it's a Weekly Spark email. Let me grab it real fast. I just had it, and I think I closed it when I was closing all my screens to jump on here with you guys. Let's see here. And so I'm just going to give you the lay of the land of how to find me. So while I'm doing this, one of the things to remember is our emails come from an email, connect@journeyfuel.com. And a lot of us in the industry have a hard time getting stuff out of spam and into inboxes because the email providers are trying to protect you guys from a bunch of spammers. But meanwhile, a lot of times things get lost in spam and you don't see my emails come through. So add connect@journeyfuel.com to your address book just as a precaution, because even people who have received my emails in the past have told me that they're starting to get lost in their spam. So if you add me to whitelist, which I don't even know how to do that, but I do know if you put it into your address book that it'll show up in your email more consistently. So just a hot tip there. And so what I've been sending out are these emails, and this is the third one, guys, are where I'm going to do a quick just summary of what we said we were going to do this week and see how you guys are doing. And so these will come into your inbox. They'll say weekly spark with a number on them, so you know if you've done it or not. And at the bottom, I'll always have the recap of each of the different weeks for you. And as we move forward, it might get to be a bit too long, so I might find another way to keep you guys up to date. But for now, that's how you can rely on making sure that you've got everything. They're super easy. I think the longest amount of time that any of these have taken as kind of an assignment for you guys to do is 10 minutes. So a lot of them less than that. So these should be able to, if you can fit in today in 15 minutes, I highly recommend you be able to find another 10 that during the week. So we've got that email. And then the other piece is that we've got, let's see, get open to this other page. The other thing that you probably guys have already seen if you're on, and I'm just putting this on here for the recordings when I share these out, is being able to get to this page. So this page is the page is up here, but you can always get to this through any link that I send you. And on here, it'll always have the live session that'll be on here for you guys to log in on, so you don't have to wait and dig into your email to find the Zoom link for it every time. It'll just, you go to this page and you can rely on the link being here. If you don't get the weekly emails yet, just click on this. It'll take you to the page. You can sign up, and then you'll start getting the weekly emails. So I just wanted to share that with you. And then with that, I just want to jump into this week. So the things that we have been doing so far is, the first thing was just thinking through, what is it that you want to finish this year having done? You know, the year can get away from us, right? Time in general can get away from us. And I can't even believe we're halfway through November already. So we've only got 6 weeks left in the year. And so what we started with was just really thinking about, how do you want to experience the rest of the year? So a lot of times people are focused on, oh, what did I say I was going to do and didn't do? Or what do I want to do? What are the things I want to accomplish? And starting from that standpoint can sometimes get us wrapped around the axle or focused on things that may or may not actually make an impact in our lives. They're just things that we've thought about. And we don't know what we don't know. So if we haven't really thought about it in a different way, all we know are the things that we've always been thinking about. And so a technique that I start with in all my programs, and but foundational, is learning how to identify what is the feeling that you want to experience. Because for those of you who've been with me, you've heard me say this probably a million times, but life is simply a collection of feelings. That's it. So there are things and people and stuff and achievements that produce feelings, and that's what we're experiencing. So if we can identify the feeling we want, then work backwards, then we're determining, oh, this is how I want to feel. What can deliver that feeling for me? And it becomes a huge opening of all these kinds of different options. So sometimes we'll be like, oh, I want this new car because this is what it's going to make me feel this way. Well, there are other things that could make you feel that way too. So that if you don't have that car right now, doesn't mean you're not going to get to have that feeling. It means, what else can I be doing? Even if you still want to get that car and are working toward that, there are other things you can be doing that can produce the feeling that you want along the way. So you're not waiting until, as you know, they say, journeys, life's not about the destination, right? It's about the journey. So we can have destinations and also still experience the feelings along the way that we want to. So this whole thing is about, how do you want to feel at the end of the year? And then the visualization that I provide, and it's at the bottom of these emails, like, again, if you haven't gotten the actual emails and you want them, you can just go to that site that I showed you and be able to click at the bottom. And this is a visualization that'll help you, once you identify the feeling you want, go into kind of just visualizing, when you have that feeling, what comes to light. And I think you'll really enjoy it. A lot of folks that pretty much everybody that I've ever worked with love this because it gives them new ways of thinking. It's a different way of thinking. And you'll probably see things you didn't even think about. So make sure you do this first. If you haven't done this, I don't recommend just doing the next step. Go back and do this. It'll take you 10 minutes because it might be that you're still picking the same things that you already picked, but you will maybe not. Maybe something else will come up that you didn't think about because it's not about getting the thing. It's about having the feeling. So by doing the visualization exercise and knowing that you have this feeling and then it pops up, then you have certainty or have more confidence that when you do that thing, it will deliver a result. And that gets us to where we're starting to be more excited about actually doing it. Because if we don't have confidence that what we're doing is going to deliver, then when we start to, not have enough time or things start to take over, we're less likely to prioritize that. So that's where the power of feelings comes in. So make sure that you guys go back and do this week 1 if you have not done it yet. The next piece was, okay, now you've done this visualization. Now go in and see what came up and which of the things would really make the biggest impact if you could have that by the end of the year. And it could be something little. It could just be, maybe you want more nature. Maybe something in your visualization came up that you want to have more peace, right? Maybe your feeling was, I want more peace. I want to be more calm. And in your visualization, you saw that you were in an environment where you had trees or where you were outside more or something like that. Then that's something you would want to circle as something that is easily incorporated into this year that can get you that feeling. So you want to identify what are some of the things that you can do that are achievable and will deliver you those feelings in the easiest possible way. Because this isn't about trying to create more stress and more pressure, especially this time of year with the holidays. We've got plenty to do, right? So this is getting those feelings. Like I said, you don't have to have the end result in order to create that experience along your way. So you don't have to stress about, well, what if I don't get this? What if I don't get that? Well, if there's a way to create the feeling along the way, then, it is what it is, and we can move on and do the next thing. So that's where this becomes really powerful. And then this, the exercise was, okay, well, how are you going to fit that in? Because one of the things that people are always saying, well, I don't have time, right? Like the magazine. Really? I don't have 5 minutes? Really? Like I don't have 5 minutes? So there are ways, but there are usually things that we're doing during that time period that suck up that time. So what can you stop doing that is not delivering the feeling and value to your life that you really want, and to make time for what you do? And then just doing a swap. So thinking about it as a swap. So you don't have to go find and make time that doesn't exist. You could go back and say, okay, what am I doing that isn't adding value that I can let go of, but something that's easy. So you want to build that muscle where you're getting results, where you're having those wins, because the more wins you have, the more trust you build in yourself, the more confidence that you have to be able to do that next thing. And so that was that week. And then this week was all about, how did it go? So if you did it last week, how did it go? Did you do it? And if you didn't do it, the question becomes, well, why didn't you do it? Is it because it wasn't important enough? Was it because life took over and it just wasn't something that you were able to make time for whatever reason? Was it you didn't really want to do it in the first place? A lot of times we pick things that, we should do. We should have time for our family. We should make time for these other things. Well, if it's just a should and not an innate desire, then it's going to be a lot more unlikely that we're going to actually find the time. So you want it to be something you want to do, because we don't really want to continue to do things we don't want to do anyway, right? The whole point is to live a life we love waking up to, not that we accomplish stuff every day. So if you didn't do it, ask yourself, did I even want to do it in the first place? Is there another way that I can get that feeling of something I do want to do? And then it becomes, well, what got in my way? What can I do to set myself up for success that might help that not get in my way? And then set that up for this week. Just look at, what can I do for this week where I can stop doing something, start doing something instead, and what might get into my way, and how can I eliminate that now so that it doesn't get in my way? And then celebrate your wins. So in project management, even, yeah, it's in the PMBOK, which is the Project Management Book of Knowledge, and it's basically the Bible for project managers. And it even says in there, celebrate your wins. So it's part of a methodology of a known thing that when you celebrate your wins, that's when you can really keep going and make that progress. So make sure you're celebrating, give yourself that pat on the back, give yourself something that's going to make you realize that you did take action. And the fact that you guys are even here today, definitely celebrate that you made time in your lives. So if you have questions, there's also on that page, that weekly Spark page that I was showing you. Down here, you can get to everything you need. You can email me through here. You can follow me on any of these different social media channels to stay in the know in between. Most of my posts are going to be on Instagram. I'm starting to focus there. And so with that, I want to stay true to my 15 minutes. Send me your questions. I know I promised to answer questions on this call, so I wanted to also give you the right foundation so you know what to expect next time. I'll be back next Wednesday. Keep an eye on your inbox, and I'm here for you. And keep going, keep moving forward, and finish this year strong. I'll see you next week.